Welcome to Hotel Copter Christmas edition. We wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We said a vacuum was created. The Constitution was read by Raila Odinga and Kibaki. They have all passed on. May God rest their soul in peace. But Court Explainer now brings it live, a recorded version that you will always keep for generations to come. We are looking at chapter 6. Everywhere you hear people talking about chapter 6 of the Constitution. What is this animal called chapter 6? What is it? Imagine, everywhere you're told that this MCA has failed the test of chapter 6. Every time you apply for a job, you Gen Zs, you millennia, you're told you must comply to chapter 6. What is this animal called chapter 6? Hotel Copter News brings it to you on your Christmas and Happy New Year vacation, chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya. It is called Responsibility of Leadership. The responsibility of those who are bestowed with the office of leadership. I want to be I'll take it the whole episode on chapter 6 because it is so fundamental in the lives of every Kenyan. In chapter 6, we start with Article 77. What are the responsibilities of leadership? Authority assigned to a state officer. We shall be dealing who is a state officer. A state officer is anybody paid by government. The president is a state officer. Cabinet secretaries are state officers, judicial judges and magistrates as judicial officers, elected leaders, that is an MCA, member of parliament, women rep, all these are state officers, police, senior police officers, senior prison officers, all these people are called state officers. What is the responsibility given to them? That authority is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that authority we give these people is a public trust. They're holding it for us. It's not for them. One is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that is consistent with the purpose and objects of this Constitution. How? He must respect the people. Are state officers respecting the people? 2, it must bring honor to the nation and dignity to their office. Have you seen your MCA dancing and drinking carelessly, eating carelessly, dressing carelessly? Does it bring honor? Is he walking? Is she behaving in a manner that brings honor and respect to the country that he belongs? 3, as state officer's conduct must promote public confidence in the integrity of that office. You must respect that office. You have seen advocates when we are in court, we must behave in a manner that respects the office you are holding. B, the state officer has a responsibility to serve the people rather than the power to rule them. You now know the state officer has no power to rule over you. The state officer has power to serve you. So you are the boss. You are the employer. Hotel Copter, you viewers, you are my employer. Hotel Copter is not the employer. That is why every time you send questions to our crew and ask Wakili, do the Constitution, we are responding to you. You are our employer. We respect you as our employer. So we are your servant. Hotel Copter is not your boss. You are the bosses. That is what the law says. Then it goes on to say, just a minute, it goes on to say that the guiding principles of leadership and integrity include A, selection on the basis of personal integrity. Anytime you are looking for a job as a state officer, the guiding principle is they will look at your personal integrity. Number 2, competence. Are you competent for that job? 3, suitability. Are you suitable? 4th, if it is an election, is it free and fair? Is it free and fair? Get those principles very clearly. It must be free and fair. Then it goes on to say, B, if you are looking for a job, it must be on an objectivity and impartiality in decision making. Are you making decisions? Is the decision impartial and objective? And ensuring decisions are not influenced by nepotism. Nepotism is when you employ people from your own blood. Wakili Omari has a law firm. He's a Kisi from Nyamira. Everybody in that law firm is a Kisi from Nyamira. That is nepotism. Hotel Copter, I don't know who owns it, must employ people from diverse ethnic tribes. So nepotism, ask the MCA where you come from. Has he employed or a member of parliament in CDF or anywhere? Have they employed only relatives in their offices? 2, favorism or improper motives or corruptive practices. A public officer, Chapter 6, must offer selfless service based only on public interest, where you must show honesty in execution of public duties and a declaration of any personal interest that may conflict with public interest. That if you have an interest in a matter, you must declare that interest publicly, because it will be a public conflict of interest. D, accountability to the public for decisions and actions. You must be accountable to the public. You must be responsible to the public. You must be accountable to the public in all decisions. Discipline. You must show discipline and commitment in service. Those are the guiding principles of public interest on integrity, Chapter 6. Then after that, one must take an oath of office as prescribed in Article 74. Then Article 75 provides for what is the required standard of the state officers, which we have looked up there. Article 76, financial probity of state officers. The state officer in Section 76(1), listen, a gift or a donation to a state officer on a public or official occasion is a gift to the Republic of Kenya. Any gift. You've seen when the president comes there, munapea mandazi. When you go somewhere, munampa mbuzi. When you go elsewhere, munapea. Those are not his gifts. Those gifts belong to the Republic of Kenya. Number 2, a state officer must not maintain a bank account outside Kenya. So, one must not have a bank account outside Kenya. And Article 67, a state officer shall not be involved in the politics of the day. And a state officer must retain a very good relationship with the public. Chapter 6 of the Constitution has restrictions on state officers. Remember, we are dealing with the Chapter 6 of the integrity of the person who is a state officer. Article 77 puts some restrictions on activities of a state officer. 1, a full-time state officer shall not participate in any other gainful employment. So if you are a state officer, you cannot be employed again. You can't hold two positions. You can't work two jobs. So a state officer remains a state officer. A judge will only be a judge. A cabinet minister will only be a cabinet minister. He cannot be a cabinet minister and be in another job. 2, any appointed state officer shall not hold office in a political party. Remember, this was the question that arose. Is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Wetangula, also holding an office in Fort Kenya? The court has said, and that's why the court upheld that the Speaker cannot hold office in a political party. 3, a retired state officer who is receiving a pension from public funds shall not hold more than 2 concurrent remunerative positions as chairperson, director, or employee of a company owned by or state office or state organ. So retired government officers. Very many Kenyans have been asking, why is Uhuru getting an appointment in a state office? Why are people who have retired, the law allows them to be appointed, but not to more than 2 positions in public offices? Lastly, in 4, a state officer shall not receive remuneration from public funds other than as contemplated in clause 3. What about citizenship and the leadership? Remember chapter 6 in article 78 says, a person is not eligible for election or appointment to a state office unless that person is a citizen of Kenya. State offices are purely for Kenyans. A Ugandan cannot be appointed as a state officer. A Tanzanian cannot be appointed as a state officer. It goes on to say, a state officer or a member of the defense forces shall not hold dual citizenship. A state officer, you cannot have 2 citizenship. You are loyal to Kenya, so you must have only 1 citizenship. 2, judges and members of the commissions. If you are a judge of Kenya, if you are a member of the military, you can only be a Kenyan. You cannot have dual citizenship when you are a member of the KDF, when you are a member of the judiciary, when you are a member of the executive. Then out of this, Article 79 created the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. The EACC is a creature of the Constitution in Article 79 and Article 80 to ensure people follow the Constitution. Court Helicopter News now has brought to you what Chapter 6 means. Instruments of Chapter 6, for example, you'll be told, get a certificate of good conduct, get a KRA PIN, get a HELB loan clearance certificate, get academic certificates. Those ones are aimed at ensuring Chapter 6 is well respected. Wakili Danstan Omari on the episode about Chapter 6 of Leadership and Integrity. Thank you very much.